Hello, everyone. As we mentioned, we at the end, coming to the end of the Toronto Caribbean Soccer History Project. And the end of the magazine is going to be with the evolution of the guys from the beginning, what they contributed in the development of the sport here in Toronto, and the end product with the guys who have made it to the big leagues. Big leagues as in starting with Toronto Lynx, whether it be Blizzards, Toronto Lynx, or whatever it was here, Toronto FC, and then Canada Soccer. So we're going to be putting on a gentleman. He's a gentleman now. He was, wouldn't say a kid, was a young man when he came on the scene. But he's going to be the embodiment of what we consider the generations, working with the generations of Caribbean stars. Um, the ones who learned from those in the beginning, third generation footballers slash soccer players here in Toronto. And after doing this interview, I just feel that it's time to stop because he brought everything to the table, everything in the closing moments. And he spoke about everyone, from Dwayne to Julian to Tebow to Vicky Titus to Adrian Serio to Brian White. And well, these are the people that we can't cover them all, but because he mentioned them, we think it's good enough. And if they want to surface, if they have something to say, they can come forward in short order because this thing is not going to go on forever. You know, I'm not into the best ever or the best, or because we have to be open because we don't know what tomorrow brings and we don't know tomorrow might be better than today and how life goes. But Ashton Morgan interview is a must see. You have to watch this as the tail end of the Toronto Caribbean soccer history. He is, as I said, the epitome of generations of Caribbean stars. Uh, we will be, premiering this sometime, and all is left now is we're gonna be doing AFC Toronto. Uh, we have already done one of the interviews, and timing is everything. They have a second leg of a playoff game coming here on the 9th, and then hopefully they enter the final, championship final. So as I say, timing is everything. So we're trying to determine when we're gonna release those, and we're gonna be trying to work with Canada Soccer because they also helped with the beginning with West Indies United, if you remember correctly, in the Black History Month. And West Indies was also recognized as a team of distinction. So we want to work with Canada Soccer, especially the World Cup coming here next year, 2026. We want to work with them with the generation of Caribbean stars because we and they can hide the fact that with the inclusion of a mix into the team, it has helped and improved the standard of play in Canada. So again, Ashton Morgan, I think he aced it.
I'm Ashton Morgan. I'm a local boy from Toronto. Was able to play many years in the MLS with Toronto FC. I came through the academy of Toronto FC, and to be able to be a local guy and to graduate through the program and through the system of the Toronto Football Club. Yeah, it was a pleasure, and that's a little intro for me.
What was your whole stint with the national team? How was that?
Yeah, it was great. Again, I got to play with the best players. I got involved, I think early 2012 was when I got my first cap. against St. Lucia. I think I remember got subbed in with Stephen Hart was my coach. He subbed me in to play left wing. And then I went to right wing, got my first assist. It was amazing. What an experience, but I got to play with likes of Julian, D-Row, I got a little bit of Paul Salter before he stopped, Kevin McKenna, all of these guys, Atiba, I played with some real legends that I've looked up to and I've learned so much from. I owe a lot of my success and a lot of my development as a player, but not only that, just as a man and as a young boy coming through this game and understanding that I had to grow up quick, and again, for me, I try to emulate and copy, copy what they did and, how they move, how they ate, how they walked, how they dressed, have that little swagger to myself. Everything you could try to absorb from these guys, you had to. Again, just being around it, I think, I'm still very young in life, but to see the generations that I was able to be a part of, even being a young guy in those times, I was able to see and experience. I was really blessed to be able to still experience all those guys while they're playing in their prime. You know, I think again, I took a lot of those life lessons in those moments to help me shape who I am and how what I my know-how essentially for right now.
You should be proud where we end up. As you say, you have to know where you came from to know where you're going, and you'll realize we know where we're going with the Ashton Morgans and some of these guys. It'll be premiering soon. Stay tuned. All right. And thanks for supporting the project. Again, this is all about Toronto Caribbean soccer history.